women of all ethnicities. Can I say all? All. That means that Kenya was inclusive from the beginning before it became a token word. Okay? To achieve success and economic independence through business self-employment. New York Women Chamber of Commerce advocates of gender equity, parity, and social economic justice, actively working in partnership with the city and state of New York and private partners to level the playing field and create equal and fair business opportunities for women and minority entrepreneurs. Now, this is going to be a lot of clapping, because all that we do here today is a celebration of minorities, women, and entrepreneurs. And once again, it's all because of Kenya. So, on behalf of Turner Construction, I would like to congratulate everyone in here that is a recipient of awards today. Your work does not go unnoticed. Your passion for what you do does not go unnoticed. And we all know what it is to be an entrepreneur here in New York City, to strive and thrive, but you have a support system coming with the chamber that each of you have experienced at one point or another. So we say thank you to that, and we're going to take another round of applause.
In putting an event together of this size, this magnitude, this importance, does not come without some important sponsors. And so I want to thank the support of our sponsors who are all committed to support women entrepreneurs and certainly small businesses. So we can hold the applause to the end, or you can roll it right through. J.P. Morgan Chase & Company, New York Presbyterian, yes, City Foundation, List NYWCC, Bank of America, and last but not least, take a look at your table, Inca Cola. Thank you all for the generous support.
So this is about Kenya at this moment. You're going to hear that a lot today. So bear with me, because I'm going to read her bio, but I want you to listen to the bio, okay? I have the opportunity to introduce our first speaker and the woman behind all this powerful work that is making our economic stronger and more inclusive. Through serving women and minority entrepreneurs, Ms. Kenya Abreu is the president and CEO of New York Women's Chamber of Commerce. She is the founder of the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce, the first woman chamber of commerce to exist in the city and the state of New York, and fostering the economic advancement of women and minority entrepreneurs. Kenya, together with a group of business women, business and community leaders, founded the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce in 2002. 2002, makes 20 years in 2022. To economically advance women entrepreneurs, this organization rapidly grew to represent thousands of women and minority-owned businesses, and since then has assisted with the creation of more than 15,000 new businesses and aided entrepreneurs in accessing $65 million in capital and $100 million in procurement contracts. Under Kenya's leadership, the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce assisted over 5,000 small businesses cope with COVID-19 and survived. In 2007, the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce became an NWBE leadership organization to not only economically advance women, but minorities as well, especially for women of color. Can I say that again? For women of color. Due to her ongoing advocacy and collaboration with elected officials, business and community leaders, Kenya helped pass Local Law 129, now NWBE Local Law 1, and Article 15A. Now, all of the MWBs in here know how important that was to move the needle. And you had something major to do with that, Kenya, which mandated that MWBE's participation in the city and state projects. Most recently, she was instrumental in the passage of the legislation that increases discretionary award for MWBE firms to $1 million. That's what we talk about when we're moving the needle. Kenya is a member of the Mayor's MWBE Advisory Board, the School Construction Authority, New York City Department of Education. She was also appointed to statewide board guiding the reopening strategy during COVID-19 to the Board of Directors at Javits Center. Wow. That is a mouthful. Yes. And recently, we've been hearing, right? We've been hearing about gaming coming back into New York. Well, guess who has something to do with that? Kenya has been appointed to the Gaming Facility Location Board that will establish 3 new casinos here in the state of New York. Now that's a power move, Kenya. Kenya has received many awards and recognitions for her work. This year, she was among Crane's New York Business Notable Hispanic Leaders and was voted the Civic Diversity Shiro, not hero, Shiro, by Crane's New York Business Executives. She also made City and States the new Power of Diversity, Latino 100, and was included in the NWBE Power 50 at its inaugural Economic Development Power 75 list, with all in the same year. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, we need to stand because this woman has carried us for 20 years, and giving her a warm welcome to the stage. Kenya. Good morning. Thank you for that warm welcome. Thank you so much, Stephanie and Liz. Stephanie, thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. I want to say that Stephanie is one of our former board members but have remained a supporter of the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce all along. She is always on my corner, and whenever I call, she said, "What are you?" And I say, so thank you so much. And I want to say thank you, welcome to all of you to the 20th celebration of the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce. My baby is turning 20. I want to welcome my women of excellence. I love this event because of you, seriously. Every time I look around and I see the red, it makes me incredibly happy. Because when I started the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce, I started it for you. It was a way to not only advocate and include you, but it was always also a way to celebrate you. Because we needed to be celebrated. We worked so hard, and we have very little time to celebrate each other. Marlene, welcome. And when I see Marlene, I get emotional. And she knows why. We get to where we are because we have people that care. I always say that when somebody tells you that they got to the top by themselves, they're lying. Because that's just not possible. It is not possible. And I have been very blessed to have people in my corner since the beginning, to have people that care. And most of them have been women, like Marie Central, who gave me my first office in the Bronx 20 years ago. Because when I planned this baby, I went to her and she said, "What do you need?" And I said, "I need an office." She goes, "Well, I have an office in my space. It has a phone, it has a desk, it's yours." And then I went to Karen McGinnis, who's being honored today. And I have to say this, because Karen McGinnis is one of the founding members of the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce, as it is Marlene. And Karen said to me also, "What do you need? What can I do?" And that's how we started the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce, with women like her and so many that came about, because they understood that we needed to do this for women. So I want to say thank you to every single one of you for your support throughout the year. To you, Madam, for supporting us. To Carmen de la Rosa, Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa, who every time I have gone to her, even before she became a councilwoman, and I said, "We need funding," she said, "How much do you need? What is it for?" And she did that. To Mayra Linares, that also I would call her on a Saturday. And it would take her sometimes a little while to return the call, but she would return it. Always would return it. To April Burton from Verizon, the same. And this is what happens. This is why this is so special, that we get to celebrate these women and the man also behind the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce. My dear friend, Assemblywoman Inez. That when we were together in the city, when she was in the city council, we fought for local law 1, at that time local law 129, right? Yes. So we go way back. We're pretty young, but we go way back. And you see, as I said, so many. Donald noticed. Where are you, Donald? It's over there. And Anasa Scott, who's sitting next to him. And that's his niece. And I'm going to tell you this story, and you have to entertain me for a little bit. How I met Donald. Donald's on my board, and Donald gave the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce our office space when we left Marlene's office for a bigger space. And that happened because Anasa was sitting next to him. Somehow, I don't even remember how, contacted me and said, "I understand that you're looking for space. And I understand what you're doing, and I love what you're doing, and I think I have a space for you." And I said, "Okay, this is weird." Out of the blue, who are you calling? She says, "Yeah, why don't you come and check it out?" So I went, she showed me a couple of spaces. I fell in love with the space that we are still in. So she introduces me to Donald Notice, and I gotta tell you the story. So I go to his office, and he's like, "Okay, who are you?" And I said, "I am the president of the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce." He's like, "I've never heard of that." I said, "Well, we're just starting out, and I need some support, and I need some help. I need this space, and I saw your space, and when you have a Bell, and I love it, I want to move in. And I'm ready to move in." He goes, "How much can you pay?" So I wrote in a little piece of paper, and I handed it over to him. $1,000. And he looked at it, and he said, "You're robbing me." I said, "Well, you asked." And he said, "Come in and sign the lease."
village. It has really taken a village, and you are my village. And I thank you for that. And I thank you, God, because today is a special day. I thank God for being alive for this beautiful day and for being able to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce with all of you. For being able to break bread in the company of so many friends and supporters. And I said to be able to break bread and be here. We have not done this event since 2019 because of the pandemic. So this is extremely special again. We have not been able to do this event since 2019 because we couldn't get together. And also, even though I thought about doing it virtually, I said it's not the same thing. I'm not doing that. It's just not the same. And I'm glad that we waited. Plus also, we were very, very, very busy during the pandemic working with the small businesses. We went back to our office, I believe it was June 2020. Yes, it was, right, Lawrence? That's right. Yes. We went back to our offices because our small businesses needed us, and we had to. They needed the PPP loan, they needed the grants, they needed everything to be able to be open. And so I dragged my team back to the office. I remember my mother, every time she saw a posting, calling me and saying, "Are you crazy? Go back home. COVID is out there." And I said, "Yes, I understand that. But my people need me, and I need to be out there." And I am so glad that we did that. Because of all the businesses that we helped, very, very few have closed their doors. Very few. But we couldn't have done that without the support of many of you. I want to especially thank the New York Presbyterian Hospital for putting in the money to help so many of our businesses in Upper Manhattan, Washington Heights. To Ponce Bank, because they helped us a lot when it came to the PPP loan, and we have to be grateful, and we have to be thankful. So thank you so much, Madeline and Wanda, for the weekend. To Liz NYC. Where is Liz? Yes. Valerie, thank you so much. I was home and I called Valerie and I said, "Valerie, we need to help our people. We need to help especially our Black and Latino women business owners. They're not getting the funding they need." And she said, "Okay, let's talk." And Liz developed a fund to help our women, especially our Black and Latino women business owners. So thank you so much, Liz, for doing that. Thank you, Valerie. And to the City Foundation. Where are you, City? There you go. To the City Foundation, because they funded our operation pretty much during the pandemic. The funding wasn't coming in fast enough from the city of the state of New York. And they stepped in. So we were really able to help the small businesses and go back to our offices and hire more people because it was needed because of you. Thank you so much. And I also want to thank and celebrate the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce team. The small but mighty team of the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce. Without you, I couldn't do what I do. It is said that you're only as good as the people that work for you, and I have an amazing team. Starting with Robin Green, who many of you know already. Lawrence Miles, who's back there, the mayor of Harlem. Lawrence has been with me for almost 20 years. for this event has been his work, and he's also my son. Gabe, I know that you're probably downstairs, but oh, there you are. I am extremely, extremely proud of you. Michelle Russell, Will Ramsey, and our intern, Skylar Sintron. Thank you so much. Not only for everything that you do every day, but for helping us put this event together, which was a lot of work. And to end, I want to say this. As we celebrate this important milestone today, the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce today renews its commitment of advocating, connecting, and opening doors for women and minority entrepreneurs. And I want all my women and minority entrepreneurs and small businesses to stand up right now, wherever you are. Come on, I want to see you. And I thank you, and I am so proud of your resiliency, your New York attitude. Nothing is going to take me down. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to keep my business in operation. I am so extremely proud of you. And I want to say to you that we always, always have our doors open for you. So we begin this new decade with the creation of the first one-stop full-service NWB Center in New York, which is very, very needed. The NWB Center is going to be a public-private initiative, and we are counting on all of your support to make it a reality. This has been a dream of mine for many years, and it's time to make it happen. We are already in conversation with Empire State Development, and our commissioner is here. Welcome, Hope. NYWCC, the banking institutions, and other partners that are here today. So we need this NWB Center. If you know me, you know that I always close our events with a pitch. Why? Because we couldn't, if we didn't need money, I would do it for free. We will all do it for free, right? But that's not possible. We need the funding. And this is what this is about. This is a fundraising event. And I really, really, really thank you for all that you are bringing here today and your support. But we need more than that. We need a lot more than that, especially to create the NWB Center. So I'm inviting you to partner up with us. I'm inviting you to make it happen. Because when we invest in women and minority entrepreneurs, we are investing in our city, in our neighborhoods, in our family, in our community, in our state, and in our nation. Thank you very much.
As you celebrate everybody in the room, you're saying we're celebrating the 20th year, we're celebrating you, my friends. And you are in the room when we are not, and we're so grateful for that. Your ambition, your tenacity. Does anyone have any doubt of the tenacity of this woman? And you're there for us, and so we celebrate you today as well. As we move toward the award presentation part of this morning, I'd like you all to flip through the journals that are going to be coming and see all of the Women of Excellence bios because, as always, the Women Chamber of Commerce is honoring some amazing powerhouses today. We'd like to now move the program along, and this is the most important part of our program, is the presentation of our New York Women of Excellence Awards to our group of women honorees. Please join me in welcoming the Assemblywoman from the great area of Harlem, New York, Inez Dickens, our leader, our lioness. For our first award.
I'm going to take a little precedence here. Good morning. Good morning. And I'm going to say a name. When I say the first name, you say the last name. Kenya. I mean, come on, women, and you few men that have the courage to be here with us. When I say Kenya, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what it is. I want to thank her so much because to be recognized by this phenomenal organization, whom I met early when she first founded this, when Kenya first founded this, and I was running for the city council. I'm an anomaly as an elected in that I too am a small business owner. So that makes me a little different because I have a little bit better understanding of the costs, the impacts that legislation has upon small women-owned businesses. I have an understanding that most of our electeds do not. And that's why it's so important that we, as small business owners, should take it upon ourselves to be involved politically, because so goes business, so does go political empowerment, social empowerment, economic empowerment. So it's so important that we start to investing in those running that represent our needs as small businesses. Because if we don't, then we're going to get legislation that negatively impacts, that denies us the opportunity, that does not allow us to get the contracts that we do deserve, that we have worked hard for, and that we need for the sustainability of our families and our communities. Because we hire locally. Let's face it, we hire locally. So it's important, the work that Kenya has done, and I was the prime sponsor of Local Law 1. I was blessed to be the prime sponsor for that legislation. And that's because I had worked with the then mayor of the city of New York, because he had put in, I don't know if many of y'all remember that maybe in construction, I know Liz does, and that's the PLAs, the project labor agreements, that would negatively impact upon the small businesses, particularly minority and women-owned businesses. And I worked with Kenya in order to shape legislation that would enable us and give us the strength and put the teeth. They weren't strong teeth, but they were teeth. There need some strong teeth in there, you know, in order to protect us. I want to say congratulations to all of the honorees, particularly my sister in this whole thing. And she's young, but that's all right. I love her to death. We worked in the city council originally first, when she was a staff person, and she became an elected herself, first to the New York State Assembly, and now in the New York City Council. And that's Carmen de la Rosa. I want to congratulate all of the honorees, Maya, for everything that you do. This, because God knows you're phenomenal. You know, the work that you do and the financing that you put into our businesses and our community is just, you can't even imagine what they've done. Hope Knight, who I'm so blessed to have worked with over the years, first in Harlem, then she left us and went to Queens, but I forgave her for that. And then now statewide, of which she can really rock it for us. And the fact that she's here today celebrating Kenya and the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce shows her commitment to see to it that we get not our fair share, but what we deserve, which is better than a fair share. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the Moran Group for the work that they do, because they recognize, and I saw Louis Miranda and Eddie Castillo, that you put politics and business together. So please keep that in mind, that it's imperative that you put the two together. Elect those from your communities that represent your needs, what you need from legislation. Don't let someone else decide for you. Decide what you want. Just like you decided that you wanted to be in business, just like you decided decided that you were going to fight to remain in business, just like you joined the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce, of which over the years they've tried to destroy. Just like you did all of that, then doggone it, invest in your political future, because that impacts upon your ability to conduct business in the city, state of New York, and in the universe, in fact. So I want to thank all of you, because I accept this award not on my behalf, but on your behalf, because it is your shoulders on which I stand. It is on the shoulders of Kenya Abreu, of which I stand. It is on the shoulders of my family, my sisters here, who's running the business really all by herself. Dolores, where are you? And I want to thank all of you for even thinking enough to recognize one little person, or maybe not so little, but one woman who has a small business that she inherited, a family-owned business that I've continued to own and still be elected to represent not just my constituents in my district, but the entire city and state of New York. God bless, stay safe, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Assemblymember Dickens. There is nothing little about the power that's in your voice and how you're causing us to remember our worth and our power as a community, especially important right now. Speaking with keeping the power going, we're going to call up our next awardee, another powerful elected official, our second honoree, Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa. In the 10th District.
Good morning. It's hard to follow my sister Inez Dickens, but I love to follow her because she's one of those trailblazers that has really opened that trail for us who believe in our dreams to be able to be here representing our communities. Thank you, Inez. And to Kenya Abreu. Kenya, you know how much I love you, and now I'm getting all emotional, but you know, I just want to say that it is an honor to be able to be a woman elected official in the district that raised me. I was saying that to someone earlier today. And the reason that it's an honor is because, as we say in Dominicano, yo vengo de abajo, I come from the ground. Humble beginnings, immigrant parents that came to this country and had the audacity of opening a bodega, a grocery store, in the Bronx when there weren't a lot of them. And I saw the sacrifices of my father. I saw what it meant to have a small business and raise a family. And I saw what it was like, the impact that he had not only in the community where his store was, but in the community where we lived. And it is that story, Kenya, that you have spent 20 years, a lifetime, empowering, giving hope to, and igniting the dreams of their children, which is us. And so for me, it's an honor to be able to represent District 10, Washington Heights. Is Washington Heights in the house, by the way? Inwood, Marble Hill, and standing on the shoulders of those trailblazers that made it possible for us to understand that we had a whole community behind us, pushing us forward. I had the privilege of education because of that small business. I have the privilege of being a homeowner because of that small business. And I have the pleasure of being the first woman elected to this position in 2022 for District 10. So as our small businesses are blazing that trail in their own communities, I want you to know that there is a generation of children watching you. There is a generation of children following you. And it is my distinct honor to be able to be here to share this stage with so many women of excellence we define excellence for our own communities, for ourselves, for our own families. And for me, it's just an honor to be able to be just a few blocks away in the city council, making sure that the legislation that is passed and the policies that are put into place represent not only women, not only immigrants, but our small businesses and the children of the communities that you all come from. So thank you so much for this honor. Gracias, Kenia, te quiero. Sigue en la lucha que nosotros tenemos your back. Gracias.
Wow, thank you, council member. It is now my pleasure to call to the stage Karen McGinnis, Senior Business Relationship Manager, Nonprofit and Education Banking at JP Morgan Chase. Welcome.
Picture first? Okay.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is so lovely to be here with all of you. I've known many of you from many different angles. At JP Morgan Chase, over 2 tours, 26 years with who's counting. Some of you in the nonprofit sector, and yes, it was actually my distinct honor to work with Kenya, who hasn't aged in all of his 20 years, mind you, who came in bundle of energy, so excited. You know, a little bit post-2001, when the world was a different place for all of us, and to West Fordham Road, where JP Morgan Chase allowed me to start their 0 to 5 startups on 2 West Fordham Road, which is where I met many of you in this room, from a small business perspective, nonprofit, people in the room, someone you may recognize, Adolfo Carrion, which brought me to Luis Miranda, and Rose, and Madeline, and April, and so many in the room over too many years to count. So I do have the distinct honor of sitting at this table with so many of you women that I work with and sit with on boards still today. And I have the distinct honor, thank you very much. It's amazing to see this whole thing turn over and kind of come forward. So I'm here to represent the commitment of JP Morgan Chase to this community. And so while I'm no longer the grant giver, I'm really good at giving away the money. Today I actually lend it. I still am working with nonprofit organizations. We still do work with and lend to small businesses, 0 to 5 startups, women, minority lending. We do LGBT plus community. So our organization has committed $30 billion to diversity, equity, and inclusion throughout all the markets that we serve. Very specifically, I want to speak to some of the supplier diversity numbers. We're dedicated to the development and utilization of qualified diverse businesses from historically underrepresented groups, including companies owned and operated by minorities, women, military veterans, disabled veterans, service-disabled veterans, people with disabilities, and members of the LGBT community. I sit at this table with many of my colleagues who serve. Vanessa Blanco from our Minority Entrepreneur Mentorship Program. Marie Enriquez from our Community Impact Team. Deb Charlemagne, who's our Market Manager for New York City and runs a lot of the work with our community managers. We have Monica Nation, who represents diversity, equity, and inclusion for our entire firm on many different levels in and throughout New York City, the region, and the whole East Coast. So I just want to make sure that all of you, they only gave me a minute, so it's hard for me. If you know who I am, it is really hard to fit it all in that minute. So I just wanted to tell you that it's amazing to be here with you today. Kenya, I can't tell you how proud I am without crying. So I'm just going to tell you congratulations. Here's to 20 more, 60 more, 100 more of all the students and helping. But you have helped build throughout the last 20 years, all the amazing people in this room that have kept you afloat, your amazing team who helped all of these businesses get through the pandemic. We all know that it takes a village. I'm so proud to be part of yours. Thank you.
hour keeps on rolling. I'm so excited to call up our next Women of Excellence Award. Valerie White.
So good morning, all. It's hard to squeeze everything that I want to say in 1 minute, but I will do it because I recognize that this is a packed program. First of all, congratulations to the New York Women's Chamber for 20 years. I mean, I have to clap for that. Amazing to hear all of the things that Kenya and the group have brought. But I'm going to talk a little bit personally about my story with Kenya and Liz and Hope and so many other people in this room. I met Kenya when I was working for the New York State NYWCC division, leading that for the first time, and had the opportunity to sit with Kenya and understand what it means to moving forward women's small businesses, ensuring that they were getting the opportunity and the capital and the space to move forward. And so we spent many hours talking, and Kenya will hold you to your mission. Many of us know that, and that's how we were able to have many conversations. Kenya was one of the first people that I called when I moved to LIS in April of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, because we had to immediately raise capital and deploy it into the community to ensure that small businesses were getting at least some relief. And it's still not enough relief, so for those of you all in Beijing, we are continuing to raise for support, but some relief to keep these businesses not open, but sustainable over a period of time. So we've done a number of projects with Kenya. We raised a fund of about $1.1 million initially, but it's turned into $4 million over 4 years to provide grants of $10,000 each to small businesses. And we were very deliberate with that amount because we wanted to be sure it was enough to make a difference. Micro grants are great, but at this particular time, the businesses were really suffering. And our small minority businesses, our small women-owned businesses still continue to suffer. So I was so glad that Kenya was there to help us at LIS provide that support and deploy as an intermediary that financing through Kenya's organization and several others. We continue to work with Kenya, and as we speak, right, my team is down San Juan right now presenting the work that we do with the New York City Women's Chamber at the UNIDO's conference in San Juan on moving technology to minority and women-owned businesses. So at LIS, we are so grateful to have Kenya as an important partner in the work that we do, and I'll thank you once again. And you know, I even had breakfast with Kenya and was talking to her about something that I needed to do for my daughter. We didn't even get to the business. She said, okay, I'm gonna do this, immediately, and she did it. So that's the power of having that support, not just the professional and the system.
It is like a reunion. This is terrific. Is everyone enjoying your breakfast? We're going to try and move this around. We have so many powerful women coming up. We're going to try and move this along a little bit and have some networking afterwards as well. So I'm going to quickly call up to the stage our next award recipient, Patricia Pacheco de Valles, Director, New York City Private Bank Market Leader and Diversity Champion at Bank of America. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. I was told that I have to keep my remarks short, which is almost impossible for me. Dominicana al fin, ¿verdad? But anyway, I will try my best. I would like to first and foremost thank Kenya, like everybody else have. I met Kenya, I think, a couple years ago. But since I met her, we became BFFs. Given her thrive, her passion, really connected me to her. And this incredible organization, I'd like to congratulate you for your 20th year anniversary. I'm very, very honored, and I'm very humble for this award. As I was coming down here, driving with my husband, who's here today, I thought about why me? Why they thought of me for this award? And as I reflected, I remember one woman who actually instilled in me since a very early age the importance of giving back to the community, the importance of not giving up, the importance of having grit. And that's what all of you and all the women part of this great organization reminds me of. That woman was my mother, Oneida Garcia, who passed away at an early age, actually 40 years old, back in the Dominican Republic. But with her example, with her action really instilling in me at a very early age that importance of giving back. And once I arrived here to the United States at 15 years old, I really didn't know what my life will really end up as. But today I look back at Desi Nash, who is our marketing investment executive for Private Bank, Irina Sirota, who is the head of business bank in New York City, and Natalie Pulo, who is the head of small business for the whole Northeast in Bank of America. And obviously, I'd like to thank my husband and my daughter, Dave Weisday, here with me, who has been supporting my career and my involvement in the communities, because all of this volunteer work obviously sometimes impacts my family because it's a work-life balance that all of us have to deal with, and he has been so supportive since day one, so thank you, darling. And thank all of you for all the things you do for our community. Please don't give up. Please count on Bank of America to stay by your side and making sure you're continuing your progress and all your incredible work. Thank you again.
In the spirit of moving the program along, I just have to make sure, is everybody okay? Is everybody having a good time? When people are coming up, it's like it being at the Oscars, right? Love it. You can turn it up every time somebody comes up, so we can really celebrate. All right, we got it. So at this time, we would like to welcome to the stage Ms. Lilian Perez. Lilian has a cheering squad over there. She is the Vice President of Government and Community Relations at Montclair Health System. Welcome, Lilian.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Good morning. This has been a very special morning for me. I walked in through the door and I saw so many of you that I haven't seen in a long time. I want to begin by saying that, Kenya, you're very special. You're a very special human being. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for not giving up during the pandemic. And thank you for celebrating 20 years. I guess you started it and put it down wrong. My word. I'm a young immigrant that arrived in this country with a family that had a dream. Before I was born, my mother had a beauty salon, and she decided to name it after me. So I was born in a small business. And I thank you for helping so many of those women that were giving up during the pandemic. So many of them were just drying here at home because they were not allowed. And you said, wait a minute, they have to open the doors as soon as possible. Thank you on behalf of my mother and so many mothers that really raised their kids, many of them by themselves, just doing whatever they could as a small business. So thank you. And I want to say to my fellow honorees, oh my God. What a list of amazing women. I'm not going to say too many words because so many of you are left to say great words. But I'm going to say that in this room, so many of you have helped me become who I am. From my table, I want to say, it's not a coincidence you're here this morning. It's really hard when you live in the north part of the city to get here, but they all got here. Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. You are really, I can't even say a mentor. You're there side by side. Josiel, you're my sister. Lola, thank you. Thank you for picking up the legal career you did while you were just training to be an attorney at the Attorney General's office. Thank you for leading us now at the state level. Rita, you're a judge. I always looked up to you, and I still do, but you're a sister. And there are some others that are not here. And I want to say that all of us are here because we had an opportunity. And I want to really honor the work that the institution that I work for is doing. Monica Einstein, and thank you to my colleagues for also waking up early and being here. Kathy and Joe, my boss, thank you for your support. When you work for an institution who puts people first and does not give up like Montefiore has done during the pandemic, it really means a lot for families like ours. You may not know about this, Montefiore is not only about taking care of our sick. We actually want to prevent people from getting sick. We also want to train the future generation of those leaders like us, many of us, to push for more of our kids to go into the health careers. Now more than ever, we know that, right? We're coming out of a pandemic. We need people of color. And we're training them at Einstein, so please encourage them to become doctors, nurses, and other careers in health. I want to say that Montefiore, I know you do that because you know everything about small business. We have an arm that supports small businesses on Jerome and in the Bronx, in all of our campuses. We actually run the Business Improvement District, one of the best in New York City. And during the pandemic, we were there with them. And our CEO committed to making sure we are purchasing locally. And that is how you support small businesses. And I want to just finish by saying, we are only the community we're part of. And if we don't help our community through doing all the work we're doing, we might as well not do anything. And I just want to say that I'm one of you. And thank you so much, Kenya, for picking me to be one of this amazing list of honorees. Thank you so much.
Once again, congratulations, William. At this time, I'd like to bring forward Ms. Hope Knight, our Commissioner, President, and CEO of Empire State Development.
So good morning, and thank you, Stephanie. Boss ladies. So it's great to be here with Kenya, who I've known since my early days at the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. We salute you, Kenya. Congratulations on 20 years. And on behalf of my fellow boss lady, Governor Kathy Hochul, it's an honor to be here today and be joined by so many smart and dynamic women. I just want to acknowledge a couple of people. I know I'm going to forget some folks, so please give me some forbearance. But these are folks that we toil with in government and our partners in economic development. So Liz Velez of Velez Construction, Assembly Member Dickens, who I've worked with tirelessly for a long time, Council Member Carmen De La Rosa, Valerie White and Liz, who we're working on some things with in Buffalo, Washington Trump from SBA, and Steve Cohen, who is accepting the MWBE Award on behalf of the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey. These are very exciting times in New York City. I saw some of you last month at the MWBE Forum in Albany, and we announced that the state had exceeded its 30% MWBE utilization goal for the second straight year. by dedicating more resources than ever to support the state's MWBE program and to grow small businesses across the state. Under Governor Hochul's leadership, we continue to generate new opportunities that support inclusive economic growth. And Governor Hochul continues to focus on building a more equitable future. We also want to ensure that we are providing opportunities to better enable small businesses to take advantage of state contracting opportunities. Small businesses were especially challenged by the pandemic, and through various pandemic recovery programs, we're helping to rebuild them. Diversity is our strength in New York State. This is something I've heard the governor say time and time again. But action speaks louder than words. And under Governor Hochul, we're building a more equitable economic future together. We're proud to have you all as partners, so I thank you for the opportunity to be here. I congratulate all of the honorees for your work. Congratulations to the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce for 20 amazing years. Thank you for everything that you do to make New York State the incredible place that it is. Have a good rest of the day.
Congratulations again, Hope, and thank you. At this time, we would like to bring forward Dr. Yomaris Pina, Chief Medical Officer of Somos Community Care. And the doctor is coming up.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Lisa, for this beautiful award. Thanks everyone that is in here today. I am Dr. Yomaris Pina. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of Somos Community Care, so you probably see me around. No one's sick today, please. Don't need either. Not today. But get your boosters though. Everyone vaccinated. Keep yourself healthy all the time, not only. So why are we here? And I'm grateful for this opportunity to see your beautiful faces this morning, to connect with each one of you. I'm grateful because every time I sit down in any of these events, I get to meet amazing people. You know, I started in Washington Heights back in 2009 when I graduated. Yeah, Washington Heights in the house. I got out of Newark, so I did residency over there, right? So it's amazing. You go from one place to another, and it teaches you so much. It teaches you to be part of a big community, and that every encounter you have with each human, each encounter, I'm repeating, it brings repercussions, it has consequences. So it is up to each one of us to continue building the network that at the higher level you guys are doing now. But remember, we start from one. So every day you wake up and you feel, I'm tired, or I have a problem with my husband, or I have a problem with my child, or my neighbor didn't allow me to sleep well, remember that we are all part of this amazing network, and we are here to help each other. So that is the number one thing that I bring into each account that I do with each patient. So in Washington Heights, I got there in 2009, started my small business, so I'm a small business owner as well, in NYWCC Modern Medicine, an office that serves underserved communities or low income, as we should call it. We take care of primary care of adults 18 and over since 2009 in Washington Heights. We take care of immigration. We saw the need of it, and we try to bring it and provide it sometimes even at no cost, because that's what we need to do. And that is in my small business part of the equation of Yomaris, for those that know me out there, but at the big spectrum, as the Chief Medical Officer of Somos Community Care, which is an amazing organization because it's made out of immigrants, right? So Americans and immigrants. We take care of the patients when we speak their language, when we understand the need. And as community, thank you, Kenya, that's how I met you, trying to help one of those doctors that were struggling, each one of those physicians or community providers that needed your help throughout the pandemic, and I'm grateful for that. So, with that being said, I just want to encourage every one of you, Women's Chamber of Commerce, connect and support, because at the end of the day, this together. So, one, enjoy your breakfast and thank you. And this goes to table number 10, the girl from Somos.
I'm loving the energy in this space today, making me want to just clap because I just feel good. So this is good. So at this time, I would like to bring forward Keisha Palmer Cousins, the CEO of Ghetto by Soul and COO of GK Street Foods. Please come forward.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm going to be short and brief like my height, but not like my positivity. So good morning, everyone. Entrepreneurship is in my DNA. My name is Keisha Palmer Cousins, and I'm the proud CEO of Aroma Soul Incorporated, a Peaceville, New York. A Peaceville, New York City and New York State NYWCC certified project management and training company established in 1999 by myself, my husband, and my best friend of 22 years, my Chief Operating Officer, Kevin Cousins. We are both engineers, business therapists, and NWBE advocates that help MWBEs navigate government and corporate procurement each and every day. I'm also the proud co-owner of GK Street Foods, where we commercially manufacture individually sized packs, snacks. And we were the proud 2014 vendor at the Super Bowl because we were New York City and New York State NWBE certified. Okay? So we were proud to sing our sweet pies at the Super Bowl. We communicate, we collaborate, we connect. I also bring with myself over 25 years of being a senior project manager at Verizon, where I was responsible for major projects such as the implementation of the New York Police Department telecommunications network. I am humbled, honored, and very happy to be a 2022 New York Women in Excellence honoree. I look forward to attending this annual network. I am blessed and very grateful to attend this year as one of the honorees. I would like to thank the New York Women's Chamber Board, dedicated staff, and of course, the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce Director, Kenya, for recognizing me for this honor, for my outstanding work and effort of working with so many MWBEs through their Contract Her program. I have provided technical assistance to 4 of the 5 Contract Her cohorts. We have helped over 100 MWBEs year after year, helping them to face their fears and to remain strong in their convictions as they lead and manage their business enterprises. It is no easy feat doing work-life balance. I admired them as they grew personally, professionally, and confidently. It takes a village for someone like myself to do what I do each and every day. I stand on the shoulders of so many people, of so many races and mentors, including strong Black and brown women that came before me and who are here yet to come. I was born an advocate. Over 58 years ago, on my birthday, my mother, Obie Palmer, was turned away from 2 hospitals in the South Bronx where we lived in Hunts Point because their maternity wards were full. Via cabs and ambulance, she was transported from Hunts Point to French Hospital in Chelsea, in New York City, so I could be born. My mom and dad moved my 3 brothers and myself to Money Earned in Mount Vernon when I was 4, after my dad joined the New York City Department of Sanitation as a sanitation man. My mother, unfortunately, had to resign from her job as a geriatric aide at St. Barnabas Hospital since she could not find reliable daycare for 4 children. So you know what she did? She became an entrepreneur. She said, I can watch kids. So she operated a daycare center out of our home, and my dad on the weekends operated a moving business out of our homes. And we had 3 locations. Mount Vernon, we had a location in Harlem, across the street from Ascension Baptist Church, my grandmother's apartment. And we had one in Washington Heights, 542 West 159th Street between Amsterdam and Broadway. I was the secretary. I took my father's calls. Again, entrepreneurship was in my DNA. I learned from my family a strong sense of work ethic, integrity, compassion, how to overcome adversity, how to become creative, how to have fun, how to give back, and how to be civically engaged. Most of all, I wanted to use my talents to be the engineer and business owner that I am today. So I pass along the dreams that I had, that my parents were my dream makers. I pass along my love and devotion and dreams to my sons, one who's an engineering student and one who's a sports medicine student, both in college. Today, I thank everyone for being here. The sponsors, community partners, the NYWCC that I help each and every day. I especially thank, again, Ms. Kendra Brew, who I met at a networking event like this. We had a conversation over tea Danish, and she gave one of my first discretionary opportunities as an NWBE consultant. So I'm here to say, stay in the course, stay in the race. I truly appreciate each and every one for your support. I thank and congratulate all the honorees. And again, thank you for all being you so I can be you and enjoy it.
I have to say very quickly that Ms. Keisha is our partner in the contract, and when she spoke about the 100 women entrepreneurs that we have helped through the contractor program, that's our STAR program of the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce. So thank you so much, Keisha, for being a partner of that amazing program. Thank you.
Did you hear that Mount Vernon is the money earning Mount Vernon? Did you hear that? Kind of love it. So at this time, I would like to welcome to the stage Ms. Josephina Rodriguez. And I don't know if this is an AKA, but it's written here as La Chili. Is she here yet? Okay, so if she is not here, we're going to move the program. But did you hear the AKA La Chili? Anybody know her?
Yeah, I know her.
What does that mean?
Chili's like chili.
Oh, chili like chili spice. Oh, chili spice. She's spicy, everybody. So when she arrives, we will definitely bring her back up. So at this time, we would like to move forward with Ms. Catherine Machado Erskine, Senior Vice President and Mayor of the Group, and President of the Hamilton Campaign Network. Come on now.
Buenos dias.
Buenos días.
I would like to thank Kenya for this recognition. There's a lot of words to describe Kenya. Kenya has been someone who I've known for almost 20 years. I've met her out in Queens. And many people think of
Women's Chamber of Commerce as an uptown organization, let me tell you, Kenya is doing amazing programming in Queens, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and anywhere around the state of New York where you will call her. So I want to thank her for her leadership. She's someone who I consider not only a very smart and hardworking woman, like many of you here today, but also an amazing mother and grandmother and wife, and someone that we who were coming into this business of politics and government admire greatly. So thank you, Kenya, for your amazing leadership over 20 years. And through the pandemic, she was one of the first people called upon by our community to really provide day-to-day services to small businesses that were highly in need. And New York Presbyterian Hospital, who is here today, did an amazing grant program uptown. Kenya was part of that process to help our businesses reopen. And I want to thank not only you for your leadership, but also New York Presbyterian, Montefiore Hospital, who's here today. We have a lot of clients here from Moranberg, Captain de la Rosa, Assembly Member, and thank you for your kind words about the Moranberg. And I am so proud to be part of this organization because we really are a very mission-driven company. And our mission really is to empower our communities, the same as many of you. So I want to thank Erika Spell, our managing partner, and Luis Miranda, who was here earlier, for their support of me within our organization. Congratulations to all the honorees. And we do have an important election on Tuesday. Does everyone know that? And we have 2 women at the top of the ticket. So if I leave you with anything today, is with some encouragement that when we say support women, that doesn't just mean thoughts and prayers. It means vote for women. It means invest in women. It means hire women, promote women, feed women, water women, shine some light, and together we will all grow. So thank you and have a good day.
That takeaway was make sure on Tuesday. Vote, vote, vote. Don't forget and vote. So at this time, thank you, Catherine, and congratulations. We would like to bring forward at this time Rod Morales. Rod Morales is the president of Forties Contractors. Rod, where are you?
Right. I just made it.
Oh, you.
She's missing in action, right? So where Raj?
I know that I am one of it. I just came from the hospital, I'm going to the hospital this morning, and I just think of Kenya because she has been part, really important for my business to grow. I own Kenya pretty much, my certification, everything that they have done. I'm pretty much on my contracts with the city and the state. So right now, I'm in contract with the Brooklyn Board, Delta, is finalizing our contract with Department of Sanitation, and pretty much everything that I have done through my company is with this lady. So I know that today she's honoring me, but I should be honoring her completely. And when we have this room, I just want to say regarding women, we always been talking about equal pay, which is important, why we need to go and hire a woman. Maybe it's been fundamental in that part. So I want to say, if you see a woman, especially woman, don't try to trash that woman. Make sure that you support that woman because that woman can be your mother, can be your sister, can it's important when we talk about equal pay that we support and we stay together. So I am here just to support this wonderful woman that has done so much for me and for my community. And when it comes to chambers of commerce, I want to say this specifically is the most important woman, the most important chambers from 120 feet to all the way to England. Compete. All right? Thank you so much for your time and your kindness.
Congratulations once again, Brad. So at this time, I would like to bring forward Myra Linares Garcia, Vice President of
Sí, yo soy madre de que son de Ponce Bank. En el evento que tuvimos en el Bronx.
Kenya, just text me. Just text me. That's the best way. Text me. Pero ya tú sabes, I'm either working or I'm at home. And one of my friends knows I'm laundry. I'm so humbled today to be here amongst such amazing, dynamic women. Kenya, I just want to say, you are the gold star of what the chamber is. You are a model for what our chambers should grow to be. And I just want to thank you for that and for this very humble honor. There's so many people that have played a role in the movie called My Life. I can touch all of you in different ways, and the ones that I haven't had the pleasure, I just look forward to that opportunity. Coca-Cola has supported Kenya from the beginning, from my Coke side days to Liberty, and we want to continue doing that work. I remember we were certifying women at hair salons. My husband's a barber, so that was a passion point for me. But I was once a business owner myself. I was a single mom, and my padrino, Luis Miranda, who was everyone's padrino, always shined the light in different opportunities, and I opened my own business. I was a single mom. I was scared, but I decided to be bold and take a leap of faith. And even though sometimes people didn't understand, what do you mean you're busy? Everyone's busy. I'm busy. And I'm like, I don't expect you to understand my level of busy compared to yours. I have a young child I'm trying to raise. I'm trying to build a business. And as things go on, a lot of my friends that didn't understand now understand and support me. But I think it's always important these opportunities to share our platform. So I have my group of friends here, my friend Nayeli, which is the first woman vice president for the National Supermarket Association. Can you please stand up? Can you please stand up? The first woman in a male-dominated business. I use my platform to support the women that are doing great things. Yesterday she got an award, which I accepted on her behalf because she didn't have a babysitter. I feel you. I feel you. And you made the right choice last night. And I'm so happy to have you here this morning. Anna, stand up. She's next to her. She's another small business owner. Stand up. She came from far just to be here today. But I think it's important for us to support each other, to be in a room so special like today. And I just want to wrap up by saying, Inez, we were together 10 years, and she made on the 10 barrels, so I put my teeth that one. Amanda over there, Sean from the hood, thank you. And then Lorraine, I love you, my fellow trustee. She might have skipped out. But there's so many people here that have influenced me. Women, we have an ability of doing so much and sacrificing so much as mothers especially, but also as caregivers or sisters, as friends. And I just want to thank you for that support, and as many other women have already said, continue to support others so that we can continue to grow. So thank you. Oh wait, I just want to end with one more thing. Sorry, 1 second. And selfie, please. Thank you.
Congratulations, Myra. I want to thank Assemblymember Amanda Septimo for joining us today, and I want to call up Council Members Sean Abreu and Carmen de la Rosa to present a proclamation to the Chamber.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sean Abreu, and contrary to public opinion, I am not Kenya's son. You know, I get that out on the streets, and to the extent that one makes that assumption, I never deny it. Because in many ways, Kenya feels like a mother who keeps me in my right path. I am privileged to represent District 7, where the chamber resides primarily. As Kat Pichardo said, they do go far beyond West Harlem, however. I am proud to be here today to celebrate you, the 20 years of service. The future of our great city rests in our ability to mobilize the potential of every individual who calls New York home. The New York Women's Chamber of Commerce helps achieve this by promoting economic empowerment for women. In its 20 years of operation, you have provided critical support to women across all industries and professions who are building and maintaining businesses in New York. During its time, the Chamber has helped folks establish over 15,000 new businesses and given entrepreneurs access to over $65 million in capital. Let's give that a round of applause. To the Chamber and to Kenya, you are at the forefront of creating a diverse and equitable business landscape. Your leadership during the pandemic, helping facilitate resources coming from the Hispanic Federation, Iran, Presbyterian, Montefiore, and making sure that our businesses were there first. Even my aunt got a $6,000, got a $6,000 loan from the Hispanic Federation. And because of that, she's able to stay at Angie's Boutique on 151st and Broadway. While many New Yorkers were still working from home, you weren't. You were there at the forefront. And I'm just so grateful to be here today alongside my amazing colleague, Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa. Let's give it up for Carmen one more time. Carmen is a sister of mine in the council. We have neighboring districts. And to see Carmen and all these powerful boss ladies here today, like my mom and like Kenya, it makes me so happy. And so I'm proud to join Carmen de la Rosa to honor your 20-year commitment to our city with a proclamation from the New York City Council. Thank you for your hard work.
I'll take one more. He's not been. I think so, yeah.
Thank you. I already spoke as an honoree and said my words to Kenya, but I also want to take a moment to note this moment in history, in New York City history where we are. We have the first New York City Council majority made up of women of color, and the first African American speaker of the city council. So it is with that moment in history acknowledging Kenya, the support and the legacy that you carry with you, and that this council is proud to today honor that legacy with you. And I know that Dickens is here, and my colleague Amanda Septimo is here. This is on behalf of all of us, because we all are able to walk this path because of the work of people like you and the work you do every single day. So thank you on behalf of all of us. Thank you. You keep blinking. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Council members. Okay, we're now moving to the presentation of the Small Business Champion Award. This is one of our biggest awards today. The first honoree I'd like to call to the podium is Madeline Marquez, everyone's friend, Executive Vice President, accepting the award on behalf of Homestead Bank.
Stay there for a second.
Buenos días, mi gente.
Buenos días.
Good morning, all. I just want to take this in for a hot second. We haven't really been together, and I haven't seen a lot of you in a long time, right? And it's good to celebrate the wonderful work that Kenya and the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce does, and her wonderful team. So I commend you today for putting all this together. I also want to acknowledge the sponsors, because you know what happens when you, and we happen to be one of the sponsors, and what we allow to occur is the ability for all these wonderful women and all these wonderful organizations that are here, right, to be acknowledged for all the wonderful work that they do in the communities that we serve. Collectively, all these honorees represent the best of our communities, the best in everything that we should strive to do. We're thrilled to celebrate this special occasion and are equally committed to advancing diversity, equity for all, inclusion in business, in the workplace, and in our communities. To all the businesses in the small room and nonprofits, because I cannot leave out my nonprofits, right? Fonseca Bank commends you for your tenacity and for your vision. The small business community and all the nonprofits, they are the source of innovation in our communities, right? They're the ones that have keen and adopt and pivot and make it possible for us to serve the communities that we throughout New York City. And for that, they're the ones that come up with new ideas. They're the ones that come up with products. They're the ones that come up with technologies and the services that we are now here today celebrating. Fonseca Bank was born in the South Bronx. I don't know how many of you know that, but we were born in the way down Bronx. In 1960, our founders happened to be Puerto Ricans, immigrants, proud people that saw the diverse neighborhoods and anchored by a strong immigrant bank, all of the entrepreneurship spirit, and they felt that there was something missing in the community, and at that point in time, not only was the Bronx burning, but